coming
So
up
I'm known
next
for
on
being
the
a
Inherited
music
Podcast.
producer, a songwriter. I'm a recording artist, audio engineer, and I also own and run a record label as well, which is called Humble Sound Records.
So what about 3 artists that you've already worked with that you really enjoyed to work with?
Whitney Houston was great.
Oh, that's dope. That's a big one.
Justin Bieber was cool. Future was cool.
Oh, you sound you about to keep going.
It was a couple, man. Katy Perry was cool. 112, Goodie Mob. From what you just referenced, to me, I call that a moment. That's a moment. That doesn't really translate you as a star or as a real artist. Like it's all about the consistency.
Facts.
Like you got to stay consistent with that. And then also too, you got to have a great team that understands you as the artist and the brand, and how do we execute the plan to keep you there. Well, for starters, you got to register your music. So making sure you sign up with a PRO, your ASCAPs, your BMIs, your CSACs. That's first and foremost. After you do that, then you need to register your music via Mediabase and Illuminate. So most people don't even know what Illuminate is.
Building a legacy, so watch how you study me. You know what's inherited, ain't no comparison, stacking up guaranteed. Moving so militant, consistent and disciplined. Getting that paper and stacking it up, no time for no chillin', man. Building a legacy, so watch how you study me. You know what's inherited, ain't no comparison, stacking up guaranteed. Moving so militant, consistent and disciplined.
What's good? It's Sir Gates. You're now tuned to the Inherited Podcast, the official podcast about Tiller Grunts. Once again, thank y'all for coming back, tuning into every episode that we may drop. Just trying to continue to bring value, drop some good gems with every guest that I got. So y'all make sure y'all stay tuned in. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe on YouTube. Just type in Batilla Grunts. That's BATRRLEGRANCE. Let's get right into the episode, all right? So today, yet another special guest, man. We got James Artissen. So a little bit about James, a 3-time Grammy-nominated singer, songwriter, musician, has Billboard charting records under his belt, and also known for his participation as a writer on Meek Mill Hit Song Championship. So what we're going to do today, right, get his backstory, get his origin story, like childhood, growing up, trials, tribulations, just some keys y'all may need to navigate through this music industry and just life in general. So we're going to jump right into it. So how you doing, my guy?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
Good, man. Blessed to be here once again. Thank you for
man.
pulling
Thank
up.
you for having me on your platform, man.
Nah, for sure, man. Like I say, I'm glad you reached out, because again, I've been seeing what you've been doing over the years too. So early flowers to you.
Thank you,
and
man.
kudos what
Appreciate
you got going on, man. Like I said, it's a blessing to be able to have somebody with value come on and give some knowledge, give some game, and I always give back to the community.
Salute.
It's a blessing. So before we get started, right, what I love to do is have an icebreaker question to pop the podcast off, right? So what I ask my guests, and we both gonna answer it. I'll let my guests go first. So the question for today is, what does legacy mean to you?
What does legacy mean to me? It's kind of a loaded question too, because it can mean a lot of different things. But in a nutshell, I think legacy is your consistency and your grind and whatever you did career-wise, what was shown for it. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what the legacy is, to not only to keep it in the family, so to speak, but to inspire other people around the world, you know, who might be interested in doing what you're doing, or, you know, at least try to follow in your footsteps. You know, I think that's an important piece, man, because some people might not understand the way of doing it, and they might have seen you do it your way, and that might inspire them to, you know, create another lane. So.
Yeah. Facts. I like what you said. So it's like, for me, again, like to sum that up as well, that track record, whether it is monetary, whether it is spiritually, mentally, emotionally, financially, it's just that legacy of one, and what carries your life beyond your time, generations down the line, and two, your name. Because I feel like out here, your name is everything. Like that face card, you only get one of them.
Your name is pretty much your resume.
I'm telling you, man. So whatever comes behind that name could affect people in your bloodline years from now. If you were seen as a crooked person, a scammer, this, that, and the third, and your last name come up 3 generations from now, you got that history of a bad legacy, it could affect everything going down. So I just feel like leaving a legacy behind is just so important, especially for our youth, because we setting the tone. Like it's up to us to set that solid foundation for them to thrive upon years and years and years. Just imagine if you set a good foundation, that bloodline can last centuries from now, and it's still ringing bells, building this name after you, books, this, that, and the third.
Agreed.
It may not have made the most money in the world, but something that's so impactful like that, I just feel it's just so important for us to do. A lot of folks don't focus on it that way. It's just, what can I get from me now and right now? It's about me now. What can I do now? And once you die, oh well, whoever behind me is just like, oh well. But I just feel like, man, we just got to do better one as a community of doing that.
Agreed.
Leaving that legacy behind, man. So so that's a real, real important thing to me. So
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
my
me too.
spot. Yeah, that's my spot about legacy, man. So what I want to do, right, is we're gonna jump into your origin story, like childhood, growing up, family, friends, just so we can kind of shape the beginnings of who you are now and how you got there. That mindset, just everything about you. So if you can, just take us back as far as you can remember as a kid growing up, family, fun time, and just give us some of that history of how you grew up.
Okay. So originally I'm from Queens, New York. And growing up, always been around music, always been around the arts, entertainment since I can remember, right? But in the house, it was always different styles and genres of music, and it was always some type of artistic expression is what I would call it in the house. And I always thought it was like the inevitable for me to want to get into entertainment and music because it was always not only around, but it made me feel good. It made everybody else around me feel good. And that was really the starting point of, the musical journey in the sense of me being interested. And once I became interested, I started becoming a sponge, and I wanted to learn more and more and, learn from the greats, learn from people that I always say, if you ain't learning from nobody that's better than you, you ain't learning nothing.
Hey, I agree with you 100%.
You know what I'm saying? So that was kind of my thing, just continuing to want to be as, abreast on information as much as possible. And even in school, like, nothing else really mattered to me. Like, it was like either music, entertainment, or something with the arts. Nothing else I cared about really, to be honest. But I remember, man, I always tell this story. When I was 11, I got a chance to meet Michael Jackson.
Oh, that's crazy. Not
And
many
that
can
was,
say that.
yeah, and that was like really the moment when I was like, okay, if that could happen, I know this is what I need to be doing. And ever since then, it was no stopping.
That's crazy. How did you end up actually meeting him? Like, what put you in that position?
Well, it started off as a surprise.
Oh man,
Because my dad pretty much surprised me with a trip to going to Manhattan. Because at the time we were in Jersey, we went to Manhattan, and I'm thinking it's just a regular day, we just hanging out or whatever. And turns out to be a Michael Jackson event going on. And I started to see all these impersonators and all these tour buses, and I'm like, what the heck is going on? And come to find out, it's an MJ event. And somehow we bogarted our way backstage at the end of it.
Relentless.
And we got a chance to meet him, man. It was crazy.
So in your family, was anybody else kind of deeply like musical or had musical talents or interests as well, or you kind of just pretty much picked this up just from your passions and love?
Nah. I mean, my father, he did a little bit of music, but he wasn't serious about music like that. But for me, I was all in. So I was pretty much self-taught. I self-taught myself pretty much everything that I know.
So self-taught, I love hearing people say that sometimes, 'cause it's like you can go to school for certain things and this and that, but once you actually become self-taught, it shows a sense of like, I really want this. If I'm about to spend out of my own will and strength to go sit down and learn this and learn that, and then not just learn it, come back and practice it and do it again and this and that, it shows really love and wanting to do what you was after. So I like a lot of stuff that I do, I love just sitting down, going on YouTube, going on a deep dive and going down rabbit holes about whatever may be tech, cameras, whatever this may be. Because it's like, if I love it, it's a passion, and I'm going to do whatever it takes to learn it. So I'm a 100% person who stand behind being self-taught and just digging, going after that knowledge, man. Because knowledge is power. Knowledge is key.
Agreed.
If you sitting here at 16 and now you're 21 with the same mindset as you was in 16, like, what are you really doing with your life? Like, why aren't you trying to progress. As humans, we evolve every day. So why aren't you trying to have an evolution within self? So that knowledge is always good. One, either you can be a fly in the room, or like you say, learning from somebody who's better than you at it.
Yeah.
I can't remember who said it. I want to say it was in between like the circle of CEOs. It was just like, if you're the smartest in the room, you in the wrong room. Like at a certain point, if you at that peak of the level, that may be your cap, because there is no new info being poured into you. You always pouring out because everybody else may not be quote unquote the smartest in the room, but you're pouring and pouring and pouring. But how are you recharging? How are you doubling down on more info? So kudos to just being a seeker of knowledge, man. For real.
Yeah, I mean, those knowledge is for not only everybody, but it takes certain people to really embrace it. And those are what I call the overachievers. And there's nothing wrong with being an overachiever. Right. That just means that you have a higher bandwidth of being great than the average person. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I've always been an overachiever. I've always looked at myself as being great. I've always saw myself as being a mogul at a very, very young age. And I've always seen myself as kind of being like an outsider, so to speak, because I never really thought the same as other people, never really moved the same, didn't really move in the same circles. Like I just kind of always did my own thing and stayed in my own bubble, in my own world, so to speak. And I can't speak for nobody else, but it helped me.
I mean, having that individuality is a good thing. It's like when you trying to just look good for a crowd or join a crowd, you could possibly be leading yourself down a path not even meant for you, because you just, this look fun, this look cool, so I'm gonna jump on. It may feel right because you may be accepted and you may be in the in crowd, but it's like that may not even be God's plan for you. But because you just want to be loved, supported, and whatever it may be so much, you going down a whole totally wrong path outside of being, hey, just be yourself. Do you? If they accept you, they do. If they don't, they don't. They're just showing you right here and there.
You're not living for you. You're not doing things for you. You're doing things for validation.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Once you get into that space, you don't know who you are anymore. You don't really know what your purpose is. You know what I mean? And that's the biggest thing of it all, is like knowing who you are and what your purpose is on this earth. Like, is it because you want this, or is it because you want it for other people? You care about what other people think about it. Facts. You know what I'm saying? So once you get this right, ain't nobody can stop you.
Facts, man. So like touching on that, how do you feel about because a lot of people nowadays with social media, you see so much and so much and so much. Somebody who you may not know doing what you want to do, but they just crazy successful at it. So how do you feel about the comparison that's happening a lot online? Did somebody comparing their path and their process to somebody else's? Because with me, I still stand on and believe comparison is a thief of all joy. Like doing that, it'll mess you up. So what is your take on that?
I mean, really the same sentiment as you. Like, I mean, and that's the thing I hate sometimes, like when people compare themselves. It's like, why compare yourself to somebody else that sometimes you don't even know? Yeah. Like, you don't know what went behind any situation or what they've been through to get to where they are or anything. You know what I mean? Like, you got to focus on your path and your journey, because everybody's path and journey is different. And once you start comparing, most of the time is because of material things. Yeah, usually. Mostly. You know what I'm saying? And it's because everybody wants things and don't want to work for it. That's the problem. There's no work and effort being put in to get to a certain level. But then also you want to envy what somebody else has, but they probably put in the work and the effort to get to that. And that's a half a part about it. You don't know what it took for that person to get to where they at. And it's always not positive. Somebody could have scammed their whole way through. Could have. And now they sitting here got what you got, but you want to do it how they did it, but you sitting here envying what they doing, and little do you know, your character doesn't even fit the path they took. So why not just keep them blinders on, stay on your path, because you could end up in a situation of like premature success, where you getting your stuff so fast, and you just end up crashing and burning because it came faster than what it was supposed to be, because you sitting here copying and pasting somebody else's blueprint. Right. So that comparison is like, I know sometimes with social media today,
it can be tough, especially again with a younger generation. It's just like, man, these folks don't got a job. They sitting here getting money on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. Somebody just made a record 3 weeks ago. Now it went viral on TikTok, and now they sitting here getting signed. So it's just slow down, do your thing. Again, study the greats and just keep going. But
yeah, man.
So go ahead.
And plus too, to piggyback off it, again, going back to what are you doing it for? Like, if you don't really have good intentions in what you do or your art or what have you, then you're gonna crash and burn anyway.
Yep.
Because there's always a shelf life. You know what I'm saying? If it ain't authentic, if it ain't real, it's gonna have a shelf life.
People gonna see right through it too.
Yeah, it's just like it's like a trend. Like, we all know trends come and go. They come and go, right? You could be hot today, and a couple days later, something else pop up, and it's it, and that's it.
It's crazy how they work, man.
You know what I mean?
Crazy.
So it's like, man, you got to just move correctly, man. Like, just do you, be you.
That's the best way you can. So speaking on that, let me ask you. So what is those roots that are grounded why? Like, what is your why? Why you doing what you doing today?
I mean, really, in a nutshell, man, because I love it. It's in me. It's always been in me. And I don't do it for validation. I don't see, one thing about me is I don't make music for other people. I make it for myself. I make it because not only I love it, but it feels good to me. And it's something that I would listen to on a daily basis, or I might ride to in the whip or whatever. Now, it's a blessing to have millions of other people listen to it and love it too. It's always a blessing, but it doesn't start that way. It's I don't go in with expectations of I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I gotta make this, I gotta make that, I gotta make sure they like this and like that. Like, nah, because then I'm kind of doing me a disservice of my own art.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So that's where it starts from, man. And plus too, I've worked too hard for it, and it ain't something I could just let go.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Do it right there.
Yeah, man. Like, we don't put blood, sweat, and tears into it. You know what I mean? So you gotta protect it at all costs.
Nah, for sure. And it was again, I can't remember these names, but it was a clip on Instagram I seen. It was a producer speaking about it. It was one artist. I don't know if it was Friday, Burna Boy, or one of these artists. There was like, in the beginning, I think once they kind of first got signed or whatever kind of deal they was in, they started conforming to the label and what was being asked of them. And it was at some point they just got fed up and was like, man, I just can't do this how I'm doing it. But they told themselves, now I'm about to go back and start making music for me. And as soon as they did that, it just took off. Because they was, again, whatever y'all want to listen to, cool. But these songs are for me. I love how they sound. I love what they're doing for my emotion, this and that. And people just gravitated towards it, and it took off. But that just shows originality is also a key as far as in success. Is being, like you say, true to you and true to yourself and what you love. You're going to find your tribe. You're not the only person like you out here. Well, as far as like kind of mindset wise, a lot of people love what you love. A lot of people love the music you love. A lot of people love the tunes and sounds you love. So stick to what you know and what you love and put it out there. And somebody, and granted, one day millions are gonna gravitate towards it, and boom, there you go. You right off to the races, man. So with that, right, outside of that's one of the million incredible Michael Jackson moments, what do you think was that moment when you was like, you know what? I don't care about nothing else. This music, it got my full 100% divided attention. Like, what was that moment? And after that moment, how did you proceed as far as crafting your career?
Just a lot of studying, man. Just a lot of studying the greats. I had a couple mentors along the way that have shown me different things, and those were people that I admired and looked up to, from a very young age too. Just kind of showing me the way. But I just always been a person to like always wanted to carve my own path, like, and not emulate nobody. Like, and I always like stood firm on that. I'm like, I rock with this person. I love this artist, this musician, that songwriter, whatever, but I'm not gonna copycat them or use their technique. I'm gonna figure out how to have my own technique, but still kind of pull inspiration from them. So that's kind of how I always mirrored my whole career, is just figuring out how can I set myself apart, how can I be respected for setting myself apart, and then how can I stay creative and authentic enough for it to resonate with the people. And that took a long time to do. But once I kind of hit the head on the nail and be like, okay, I think I got it, it's been going.
So what you just say, like, it just took time to get into a good rhythm and a good process for you?
Definitely. Like figuring out like, okay, what's gonna be my sound? What's gonna be my niche? What's gonna be like the it thing that people really like about me, right? And then also like the quality of it. Like not just slapping stuff together, not just having, a cool song or two here and there. Like, when people come to me, they know that they're gonna get something specific, right? And that was something that I had to really hone in on and learn. And once I got a good rhythm into it, that was it.
So, and again, this is going to form into the next question. Like you just said, when people come to you, right? So kind of explain to the audience, like give them a deep dive as far as like specifically all that you do and what it entails, like what you're known for and your process of all getting all this stuff done.
So I'm known for being a music producer, a songwriter. I'm a recording artist, audio engineer, and I also own and run a record label as well, which is called Humble Sound Records. And, in the beginning of my career, I started off as a songwriter, which then turned into music production. So that's how I became a music producer. But, before the production part came, I had to really learn about song structure and learn about how to actually, write great songs in a sense of great melody, great lyrical content, great context within the writing in the sense of what can people relate to the most in a creative way. And once I got good with that, that's when the production part came, because I'm like, okay, got to have music behind it. Got to put the whole puzzle together so I can start shopping these demos around and seeing who not only bites on it, but who would sound the greatest singing these songs. And that's how I started. And it just kept going from there, climbing up the ladder, from small artists to bigger artists to bigger artists to bigger artists. And, before you know it, you got a discography.
So, and this is what I want to figure out too as well. So I heard this before, and people say the way to like really write and formulate a song, right? Because you have artists, again, like a lot of rap artists, they got a beat, they go into the booth, they'll punch in, and just, and again, so for some of them that may work because it's real live emotions right here in the moment, and somebody is relating to that at that moment. But I hear other artists, whether it's rap, R&B singers, it's like, it's really a structure to this, and it's really a process that some artists can follow to where, hey, this pocket here is where it needs to go. This instrument here is where it needs to go. Formulate this bar to sound like these syllables and vowels only. So can you speak into a structuring of a song? Like if you were just going into the studio today to figure out, okay, I want to write this new song. How do you structure, as you can say, quote unquote, a hit? Everything won't be a hit, but the mindset to make one, how would you structure that? How does that process work?
It could vary because depending on the style of song or depending on who it's for, or sometimes you may not even know who it's for, you're just creating. For me personally, I start off with melodies because that's the easiest way for me to get inspired to start creating from scratch. So once I got a cool melody in my head, the next part is, okay, what concept would go with this melody in the sense of, am I going to be talking about relationships, love, life, people doing you wrong, whatever the case is, what meshes well with this?
Yeah.
And then once I got that, then I'll mirror the melody with the production part and then start putting the pieces together. And, it's like a puzzle.
You sound like one.
Yeah, it definitely is a puzzle. So, but it's a process and it's steps, so I don't really like kind of go for one thing and jump over here, jump over there, like I'm most of the time I'm real structured on how I create. But if I'm collaborating with other people, then of course, it can change. But even with that, you know, sometimes I like to have a structure.
So how do you get into that zone for that creative process? Do you have like your rituals or whatever? Like, hey, I got to come in here. The lights got to be down. I need some good scents in the room. Like, what does your creative process look like? Just that setup.
Pretty simple, man. Like I just like.
Or you go and get
some
the work.
lights. I'm all about the work, man. But I do like dim lights in the studio sometimes. It's I don't know. It's sometimes just the mood.
I mean, it's
mood
the mood, yeah. Because I have friends. A while back I made music, and I also got friends who still do it. But it's like when you go into certain studios, the lighting color does matter. Like sometimes studios are all red lights, and you may come out of there. Not saying aggressively, but it gives you a kind of a deeper tone of music. Sometimes when the lights are purple, you get some of those more mellow songs coming out. But in dimmer lights, a lot of distractions are not being able to be seen because you really locked in on what you're doing, and something could be going on, but you locked in and focused. So I know I've also been around that to where the mood of where you're recording that, it matters a lot, man. It sets a tone for what you and that creativity, man.
I agree, man.
I think there's a lot of psychology behind that too. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, from what I've heard, like it has something to do with how the brain functions with colors.
Yeah,
because a lot of times too, you might hear artists saying like when they create, they see colors. You know what I'm saying? Like a certain sound can be a certain color or associated with a different color. Or, you know, if you hear a certain style of a song or whatever, that's associated with a color. So there's some truth to that.
And that's what I love about creativity, man. Like how I see things as well. And it's just still to this day, like I've created so many things, whether it be a design or something on these walls, but it's just like to know the fact that something started up here in your mind and then now
you can
it's
see
here in the physical world. Like that's powerful. And that's always motivation for me. Cause it's like, just think about what you just said, something that you can't see. You can probably visualize it, but it's literally a thought. And that thought is either tangible, intangible. Now is living inside of this world. Yeah. Like creativity to me is just the most comfortable and the most beautiful thing in the world to me, man.
I agree.
So being creative is always, if y'all here doing something in life, make sure you're part-time, you're creating something. I always get it done.
Absolutely, man.
So when it comes to getting these songs from different artists, how does that process work? Like, how do you either approach your artist, or is there like a system you submit to? Or if somebody wanted to figure out, hey, they may have some dope songs pre-recorded and want to shop them around, what would your advice be to them, or what does that process look like to get that song out to somebody?
Well, my process is way different now than when I first started. Like when I first started, a lot of going to different studios, meeting people, going out to events, sending a lot of emails, just a lot of different like stuff going on, right?
Yeah.
But these days, it's a lot of like social media. So of course, a lot of emails, you know, back and forth. Because really, I used to always love being in the studio with the artists and creating with the artists. These days, everybody's in different places. Yeah. So most likely you just sending files back and forth. And not to say like situations don't happen when people are in the studio together, of course. But for the most part, it's a lot of files being sent and, you know, a lot of phone calls and a lot of Zoom calls and stuff like that, which is cool. You know, I've had to do that. But really for me personally these days, I'm really picky on who I deal with. And most of the time, when I'm working with people, I have a relationship with them. Yeah. Or I've already spoken to them, you know, prior, you know, to kind of get a feel for them. They know me, I know them. We kind of understand where we're both at musically, and then we experiment.
Okay. So, genre-wise, what is your most favorite genre to kind of write for or produce for? Or are you like in one niche, or do you bounce around?
Yeah, I do it all, man. Like, you know, because a lot of people do ask me like, what's like your genre or your style or whatever, and it's hard for me to say that because I do all genres. But if I had to really put it in a box,
just say hypothetically.
I usually call it progressive R&B.
Explain that.
And to me, progressive R&B is R&B that has an infusion of styles. So it can infuse soul, it can infuse pop. It can infuse urban style, dance, house. You know, it's just progressive. You know, in the sense of there's just really no boundaries.
Yeah. Okay. So have you ever had a bad moment with an artist? Like, without naming, you have to name no names, but have you? I know. See, there's got to be some ups and downs in the field you in. So, what was one of your worst moments you experienced so far?
I think I was in a session one night with an artist, and they brought like 20 people with them. And you know, I'm a stickler for I don't like a whole bunch of people in the studio with me at all.
Yeah.
You know, probably the max is 3 people for me. But this particular artist brought at least 20 people with them. Didn't know who they were at all. Didn't know what they did at all. And it became an issue.
Yeah.
Because the fact of they came to my facility, you know, without me even, you know,
knowing about knowing the invites, who this, who that.
Yeah. And also too, the energy was just off. You know what I mean? And the artist's energy was off too. And, you know, it became an issue. You know, things were said, things were done.
Yes, this is enough.
Yeah, man. So I'm like, because it could have got bad real quick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But, you know, I had to hold my composure, you know what I mean? Because, you know, I got a lot more to lose than them.
Yeah, good. Because sometimes, as much as people really want to, quote unquote, crash out, you still got to keep it professional in some areas and think about the longevity. And again, that attached to your legacy. Like, hey, y'all remember when James years ago done spazzed out on X, Y, and Z and like that? So
look, man, I could have easily spazzed out on a lot of people, and a lot of mainstream people as well. You know, it could have been very public, but again, I had to think about me, and what I have going on.
Your thought process there,
and plus too, how it would affect my family and my people too.
Facts.
You know what I mean? It's not just about me. You know, my whole team, you know, is a reflection of me.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, so, you know, if I go out and do something crazy and I end up on the blogs and people talking crazy about me, you know, what you think that's gonna happen?
Yeah, somebody knows the person who knows you, and then they can't downlive. Like, I ain't got nothing to do with it, but because they attach to you in some kind of way,
right.
Might as well say they did it. Yeah, man. And I know how you feel as far as the deep studio session, because it's just so funny. I did a pod the other night with some of my guys who still make music, and we was talking about a memory to where one of our friends, he got a studio, right? And we had shout out to my bro Sensei Kyle. He's from the A, but he's in LA right now. But him and his team from out there, they came out here to the A. So the engineer, he already knew like it's gonna be a session, maybe like, you know, 5 to 6 people, cool. But as a night went on, it went from 5 to 7 to 12 to 15 to 20. He was just looking, and again, that energy, it was here, and it just went boom, boom, boom. Because one, he was uneasy because it's like, I'm trying to sit here and work the boards, but I don't know who's behind me. I know y'all, but how can I trust X, Y, and Z? And this is why, one, he got a dope spot where he live at, where he doing is at. So it's like now, my door swinging, my door unlocked, these folks come in and out. Somebody may be crooked and see something they love, and they call, they partner them, hey, you know, when everybody leave, let's got down back door this dude. And so he was just real, he was focused, but he was not focused, kept looking over his shoulder and like, hey, who else coming? He got to get up every time because they weren't locking the door. So I totally understand how that can just mess up everything. And of course, like as I got older and been in and out of sessions, the more intimate sessions are better because one, if you're in the industry and this is your job, you're here to work at the end of the day.
Right.
I mean, yeah, have a drink here. Some folks smoke their weed here and there, but at the end of the day, this is your job, especially if it's paying you. This is how you paying your bills. So unless you want to come here and just waste your money, that's on you. But one, you got somebody else on these boards producing who got other stuff to worry about. You want to come in here and BS with everybody's time. Like, do your job, catch you a vibe and rock out. But just we gonna book a session just to kick back and chill and catch a vibe and party. What's the point of that? Go to a club, get you like, what's the point? Like, I mean, it's wild, man. So I share your sentiments
I
on
had
that.
plenty of them situations, man. It's terrible.
That's crazy, man. So with them working with artists, right? So if you can, what were some of the best artists you work with? And also, I'll just say, I ain't gonna make it too difficult for you. Give me 3 artists you aspire to work with.
Okay. 3 artists I aspire to work with.
And why?
I would say The Weeknd.
Okay.
Big Weeknd fan. Big Miguel fan.
They kind of in the same pockets of sounds. I hear you.
And
that last one, man. So I know 3 is probably ain't enough.
yeah, it's a lot more. But
yeah, it's tough, man. Probably should get.
I would say Ye, Kanye.
Word.
Yeah.
So we got The Weeknd, Miguel, and Ye. That's a nice, a diverse group, and I could hear all of them collabing with each other on the song. So for you,
I think actually, I know Weeknd and Ye has done stuff before.
yeah, oh yeah, for sure.
But I don't think they work with Miguel yet.
So why you chose those 3? Like, what draws you to them and their style of music?
This is the creativity. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all know Ye is super creative. He's also a producer as well. You know what I'm saying? Huge Ye fan as a producer growing up. You know what I'm saying? Miguel, true performer. You know, like, love his music. The Weeknd, great songwriter. Also a great performer and artist. So they all have different styles and different ways of creating, and they all sound different. You know, they like The Weeknd doesn't sound like Miguel.
Facts.
Ye doesn't sound like Miguel in The Weeknd. You know what I'm saying? They all got their own identity.
Yeah.
And that's what I admire about artists. Like, if you got your own identity, I love it.
So what about 3 artists that you've already worked with that you really enjoyed to work with?
I would say Whitney Houston was great.
Oh, that's dope. That's a big one.
Let me see. Justin Bieber was cool. Future was cool.
Oh, you sound you about to keep going.
It was a couple, man. Katy Perry was cool. 112, Goodie Mob.
Got a plethora of folks you done touch hands with, man.
Yeah.
So like what was those sessions like for you and some of those people? Or whether it was, again, like you say, sometimes maybe files back and forth, but y'all still kind of have some kind of communication. So working with them, because you loved it like that, what made it that special for you?
It was just the creativity part, but also they're just good people. Like, it was no ego involved. It was just good energy. You know what I'm saying? We knew what we were there for.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Which was to create great music.
That's dope, man.
And, you know, I think it was a respect factor as well. Like, you respect me, I respect you. We know what we here for. Let's do it.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yo, you got to give me some insight. What was it like working with Whitney Houston? I need to hear that.
She was like an auntie, man. Like, I ain't, you know, after a while, I ain't even see her as Whitney Houston.
Yeah.
Like, she was just like fam. But, you know, I've known the Browns and the Houstons for a long time. Like a lot of people don't even know, like, you know, rest in peace to Bobby Brown Jr., which is Bobby's Brown's son. Me and him were best friends growing up.
Oh, that's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? So that's how I met the Browns and the Houstons. And, yeah, you know, we was just all family, you know? Like, a studio session was just another day with the fam. You know?
That's love, man. So hearing stuff like that, that shows your work ethic. That shows your passion. To be able to, outside, okay, just as let's just say exclude the Browns because you did have a relationship there, but anybody else, I can guarantee, like, you had to build that name for yourself and put that work in for them to say, hey, who is this? Yeah, let's go ahead and let's collab. So that shows the passion you have and you was locked in on this. This is what I'm doing and this is what I want. And people realize that and seen it like, yeah, let's sign up and let's do this, man. So again, flowers to you for that. That's a big feat right there. A lot of people won't be able to name those names you named in their lifetime to say the fact that I was blessed enough to be able to sit here and coincide with these greats that a lot of people call a great song. I mean, of course, is opinionated for some people, but some of these people you can't deny. Everybody you name, you can't deny that. So a lot of people won't even have the opportunity. So man, congrats to that. See you, brother, on that for real.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
And so, and also a lot of people I heard you name, whether it was aspiring artists to work with or people you have worked with, there weren't a lot of rappers in the mix. So do you kind of stray away from the rap industry, or is it just, again, you just real just that selective of what you want to do?
No, I love rap. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's just a small list that I named, but it's rappers on there too. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, I mean, Ye is one of them. Oh, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, shoot, Nas, I would love to work with Nas. Shoot, man, there's so many of them, man. Like, shoot, even like Luda.
Yeah, Luda's go crazy, man.
Shoot, even like somebody like NBA Youngboy. I would do something with Youngboy. You know what I'm saying?
Do it.
Just like my whole thing really is anybody that's dope and anybody that's like true to themselves and is just opening up the boundaries for their art, man, I want to work with them because that's what resonates with me the most. Like, I'm not such a person of worrying about names all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, because things can come and go. Like, one person could drop a song tomorrow and they the hottest thing smoking.
Facts.
You know what I mean? And all of a sudden they a name. You know what I mean?
We were just talking about that before you came. I cannot.
That's how fast it is these days. Like, you can literally drop a song, a couple of days later, you the hottest thing smoking.
So how you feel about that? Like, quote unquote overnight success, or nowadays what they want to call it, even though it may not be TikTok, like TikTok viral. Like, how do you feel about just people nowadays? Like back then, a lot of people really had a full camp, street team, process, strategy, but now you can put a song on a video on TikTok and a couple people dance to it and boom, you out of there. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, from what you just referenced, to me, I call that a moment. That's a moment. That doesn't really translate you as a star or as a real artist. Like it's all about the consistency.
Facts.
Like, you got to stay consistent with that. And then also too, you got to have a great team that understands you as the artist and the brand, and how do we execute the plan to keep you there.
Bruh.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
keep
that's
going,
really
though.
what it is. Like, because if you think about it, a TikTok artist can be hot today and go cold next week. There's no consistency. They just caught a moment.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But they don't have the execution of taking it to the next level. And that's what artists had back in the day, is because most of the time it was gatekeep stuff. Like, the labels gatekeeped everything. So you had to have a whole team of people pushing you to get you to that next level. Now it's totally different, of course, but you still got to have a team that understands, okay, he needs this, he needs that, we need to do this, we need to do that. This is how long it's going to take. We got to reach out to this person, that company, yada, yada, yada. You know what I'm saying? It's like a never-ending thing.
So with that, right? Because when I tell you, it's just full circle. We'll talk about that same process where you came, like what it takes for an artist to really, I guess you could say, go mainstream, but get to a certain level to where, okay, they're established as an artist. So in your opinion, and again, if an artist may be listening right now, what does it really take for an artist to be an established artist? Whether it's the financial part, the marketing, the team, the effort, the music videos, like what is that push and that package? Because some people may think, again, I just want to wait for a viral hit, or do you want to build that conglomerate? So in your opinion and professionalism, what does that look like for an artist to become established?
It all comes down to your audience. Do you actually have a fan base? Do you have an audience? Do you have a loyal audience that's going to stream and buy what you're selling? That's really what it comes down to. Because I know a lot of artists, they'll say, I need a manager. Okay. Do you have anything to manage?
Facts.
And what I mean by that is, are you making money? Are you selling? Are people actually going out to see you? Are you putting bodies in the building with hard tickets? You know what I'm saying? That's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
It's that whole notion of relying on social media, relying on how many streams you got, how many followers you got. That doesn't sustain an artist at all. It's an additive, but it doesn't sustain.
Mm-hmm. And you remember his name? The guy we met from Universal at Relax. Who? Wilt Wallace.
Wilt Wallace. Name
Um,
sounds familiar.
So I think he did say he was with Universal, right? So he told me he was looking into a specific artist, and he was like, he loved the music, loved the talent, but his main thought process and question was, are they monetizing their audience? Because if you're trying to get signed by a label, that's kind of one of the things they're looking at. Is like, are you, or do you have an audience to monetize? Like you said, can you put your name on a ticket or a flyer? I'm at, whether it's a small event, a small venue or a big venue.
Right.
Are they gonna come out and see you for your name? Not because somebody else headlining or this and that, but can you put asses to seats or feet
Pretty
to floor
much.
nowadays?
Pretty much.
So that was his take on it. It was like, is the fan base monetized? Because without that, how can we put you on tour? How can we book you shows and clubs? How can you sell merch? And bottom line, how can you sell records? So do you agree with that?
I totally agree with it. I totally agree with it. And plus, too, to even go further, do you have super fans? Most people don't even know what a super fan is.
Yeah, I'm about to say, what's a super fan?
A super fan is pretty much a fan that buys anything that you're selling. So if you say, hey, I'll put up a pre-order link to some shirts I'm selling on my website, cool. That fan is going to pre-order that right now. If I say, hey, I got a single coming out Friday, they're going to go pre-order that right now. That's a super fan. So think about it. If you got 100 super fans and you are selling something on your website, what's that, 100,000 right there?
Makes sense, man. And it's like, I feel it's just the nature of the business. One, like, it's music, business. You can't forget the business. You can be as talented as you want to, but if you neglect the business part, are you really trying to be as successful as you could possibly
Now, that's
be?
a whole other subject, because we just talking about the fan base.
Yeah.
But the business side is a whole nother thing, because there's artists out here that will have a viral moment. Their music is not even registered.
Facts, man.
So it's like what are you getting out of it?
Yeah.
You're not monetizing. You're not recouping anything.
Just attention, in my opinion.
It's just attention.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But most artists don't even understand how to register their music. They don't understand the different PROs. They don't understand the different portals you got to sign up for to actually get royalties. And there are different types of royalties.
Break it down. So I know it can be a lot. Like us growing up, we had learned that the hard way a little bit. When people finally asked, they asked us that question, we was looking like, what? We was just making music. But when it comes to the BMIs, ASCAPs, and all this and that, give a little bit of what some of those things are. And of course, not saying backdoor avenues, but like something you just named. I can't remember what you just said, but I never heard of it. But some of the things give an artist that quick piece of advice on boom, how to establish your music and one, make money off of it.
Well, for starters, you got to register your music. So making sure you sign up with a PRO, your ASCAPs, your BMIs, your CSACs. That's first and foremost. After you do that, then you need to register your music via Mediabase and Illuminate. So most people don't even know what Illuminate is. And Illuminate is pretty much the rebranded company of, I think it was called SoundScan before. SoundScan is owned by Billboard, or now Illuminate is owned by Billboard. So that is a company that tallies up all of your data when you release music to hit the Billboard charts. So let's just say you released the song on a Tuesday. You got that whole entire week until Sunday to tally up all that data for you to get a chart position on Billboard. So that's what Illuminate does. On top of, because compile the data when it comes to airplay and radio and all that. But you have to register your music on those, Luminate and MediaBase. Then after that, you got other avenues you got to sign up for. You got to sign up for Harry Fox. You have to sign up for SoundScan. I mean, not SoundScan, Sound Exchange. You got to sign up for the MLC.
It's a whole,
you know what I mean? It's a whole lot. It's a whole lot.
Yeah. So just hearing you say that, it shows you really got to be in this to be in this. Like,
if you want to make money,
yeah, it's just more than you can have all the talent in the world, but like I say, if that part is missing, you got to be able to afford to pay a manager, to pay a PR agent, to pay this and that, unless, again, you may get picked up by a major label, they put a budget behind you, but again, they want to recoup too.
But here's the other thing to that too. Artists don't pay managers. That's a myth. Managers get paid off for what's done. They get a percentage. So anybody saying I have to pay my manager to do something, that's not how it works.
But if somebody do say that, they probably getting scammed.
Absolutely. You don't pay a manager a flat fee for anything.
Yeah.
A manager gets paid a percentage based off of what's happening. So if they brokered a deal for you or whatever they did, they get a percentage off of that, right?
Of that, yeah.
That's what that is. On the flip side of that, if you're an artist just coming up, you don't need a PR. Because what are they PRing? You're growing. You're trying to figure it out. No one knows you yet. So why would you pay a retainer for a PR to pretty much, because really what they're doing is they're convincing platforms to talk about you. And really talk about you for the money.
Facts.
It's not that they're out searching you or seeking you. That's what you want. You want people to seek you. You want people to actually want to talk to you.
And it sounds like that's more of an organic type of
Absolutely.
situation.
You have to do things organic before you even get to that level.
So
now,
do
once
you
you
feel-
started like getting to a level of, okay, I got a dope fan base, I'm selling, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm moving around, then yeah, to get to bigger platforms, yeah, of course, you have to bring certain people in to start getting into these spaces. But in the beginning, no.
Do you feel like you, as an artist, you should let that come to you, or like you just said, seek it when it's time? Which route do you, or just whatever happened first?
In the very beginning, I think you just have to network. Well, and I even hate that word. I hate the word
Your network?
Yeah, I hate that word. I think you got to start making relationships with people. You got to start talking. You got to start making relationships. You got to start getting people familiar with you, right? Because if no one's familiar, then nobody's talking about anything.
Facts.
Number one. Number two is once you are at a comfortable level of now things are starting to move, then yeah, start seeking out your options of public relations. Like, okay, maybe they can get me here and there and, get me on this platform, that platform for, other people in other territories and other audience to figure out who I am. And, that's how you start climbing up the ladder.
And let me ask you this, and it's not the last question, but do you agree with P from QC? He said that at kind of bare minimum, say if one of your artists in your label, right, if you're pouring into them financially, it usually takes around $100,000 to pop an artist.
Actually, more than that.
Damn.
To be honest with you, definitely more than that. It's probably a good $250 and up.
You think that's from times changing, or just still just in general to do it the right way and the best way?
For a long time. For a long time. Now, do I agree with that number? No. I think sometimes you just don't know what you don't know.
Facts. And
sometimes artists want to get on so bad that they'll just spend whatever when they don't really have to. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of this game, man, is relationships.
Relationships are key. Not in
That's
life.
what it is. That's what it is. Like a lot of these things are not money based. It's relationship based. It's you scratch my back, I scratch your back. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
that's
pro.
really what it is. Like,
Yeah.
But again, you don't know what you don't know.
Facts.
And if you don't know nobody, then that's a whole other thing too. You know what I'm saying? So of course, if somebody knows that you green, of course they're gonna charge that.
Yeah, that's the street 101. That's
Of course.
life 101.
Yeah,
You green,
of course.
and I don't know you.
Yeah, that's classic 101 politics
Got 'em.
right there. Yeah, it happens all the time.
Yeah,
but to be honest
man.
with you, it don't take $250. It don't take that. And reason being is because I know a lot of people put stock in, I got to get on the radio and I got to get on this station, that station. And I'm not saying nothing is wrong with the radio. But do I feel it's worth it a lot of times these days? No.
Radio.
Yeah.
So radio over streaming. How do? Because crazy. I just be hearing all these sound bites. Like Hitmaker said, the bag you will probably get from radio spins versus streams is like nowadays like night and day, totally different.
Depending on the situation, is it a record that has multiple writers? Is it a record that has samples? Is it a record that is a single? Is it a record that already had a major budget on it? The typical artist ain't got 100,000 to put into the radio.
Yeah, facts. Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And let's keep it 1,000. Most of the time, let's just say you got $50,000 to put into a radio budget, right, for a song. You're probably not even going to get primetime slots because you're fighting against other labels that have a bigger budget than you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you're going to be
Makes sense.
stuck in mix shows and other little slots that people ain't really listening to like that. So your return on investment ain't going to be what you think it is.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You know what I mean? It only works when you got the highest budget on it. Because now
Makes
you're in
sense.
prime time.
Makes sense. I'm telling you, sometimes when I listen to the radio, you hear that same song midday
Because it's paid
high
for
traffic
it.
time. You
'Cause
know
it's
you
paid
sitting in
for it.
traffic. Over.
That was paid
and
for.
Over.
Let me tell you something, man. Labels prepay the radio for records.
Wow.
They know that their artist is coming out with a single at a certain time. So they're going to go ahead and throw that budget on there. Hey, when we ready to hit the button, it's already there.
Spin that thing.
That's how it goes.
I mean, again, something like you got to pay to play. It's the man.
It's a pay to play.
It's the business, man.
But also, too, it's a favor for a favor as well, depending on the situation. But the higher you up, most of the time it's favor for a favor.
Yeah. Yeah.
A Drake is not spending no 500,000 on no radio.
I'm Drake.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Most of the time they're gonna play it anyway. You know what I'm saying? It's just about timing, structuring, favors,
Relationships, like
and
you said.
yeah, that's just what it is.
Yeah, man. It's like I said, after the music, it's the business, and then some call it the music game. Y'all play the game, man. It's true life, man. But so I want to get personal back with you, right? So being nominated for Grammys, right?
Yeah.
What is that feeling like? Just waking up whenever you was waking up that morning, or just getting that text like, I've been nominated for what? Like, so what would those moments felt like for you, and how have that shaped your career?
It's an amazing feeling because you always want to get accolades for your work, you know, and you know, be revered as a great from your peers and you know, of course, from the Recording Academy, you know, so that's a blessing, of course. But also too, I guess for me personally, it was almost like a aha moment and like a about damn time moment.
Doing this for this about time.
Yeah, man.
thank
You know,
you.
because you put in so much work, man, and so many sleepless nights and so much bloodshed and tears, man. And you know, it's like, you know, when is that situation gonna rise? You know, and you know, it happened, but it wasn't a situation of when it happened that I got complacent and I got lazy. It was total opposite.
That'll do it to a lot of people.
It would. For me, total opposite. It was like, okay, how can I top this? How can I get another one and another one and just keep it going? Like, that was my whole mindset. And plus, too, it's just like, how can I get in better rooms? You know, how can I meet better people? You know? And that's what it's always been. Like, so even though it was great, I didn't really dwell on it.
So you feel like you just still didn't really get to live into that moment as much as you should? Or was
I wouldn't say as I should, because, you know, I celebrated it, of course, but it wasn't a thing of, like, I'm going to stay here. Like, I got to keep going up and up and up. You know what I mean? Like, it's a great thing. Don't get me wrong. But I'm like, okay, cool. We did that. Scratch that off the list. What's next?
So I know somebody will probably get that and be like, man, my dream was to either win and get nominated for a Grammy. It's here, and then get complacent and just realize, were you really dreaming big enough?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that should have been a goal, but if that was the end all be all for you, maybe you weren't dreaming as big as you thought you probably should have. If you just sit here and, well, I got the nomination or I got the Grammy.
Right. And see, and again, that was never me, because even in the beginning of my whole career, even as a young kid, I saw myself as being a mogul. And being a mogul, you never stop. You never stop. It's always something more to strive for.
Do you remember what was the record that the first one that was nominated? You remember what it was? I'm pretty sure you do, but what was it?
The very first one was for a Justin Bieber record, which was on his Purpose album. I believe that one was actually called Purpose.
Okay.
So, and that album was nominated for the Grammys. So that was the first one. And then the second one was for a group that I was working with in the UK. I should know this. They had such a unique, weird kind of name, but they were like a pop group that I was dealing with. And I did a single for them, and that ended up, their album ended up becoming Grammy-nominated. And then the third one was the Meek Mill project.
That's hard, man. So you not even only in the States, you went over there to the UK.
Yeah.
And then, so that was my next question. The Meek Mill project with championships. How did that come about, and what was that process like for you? And just how was that whole situation for you working with that record?
Kind of the right place at the right time.
Can't beat that.
Yeah, man. Shout out to my boy PNB Rock, man. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, PNB, man, for real.
I had known him for a long time. Actually, I met him through rapper Asian Doll. And shout out to Asian Doll. And he kind of hit me with a couple records like here and there, and he was saying he did a deal with I think at the time he was with Empire, but he was dealing with Atlantic as well. And pretty much at the time I had a deal with Atlantic, and they were just kind of throwing me situations and opportunities, and what you think about this record, that record, and you want to be a part of this, part of that, and the record Dangerous with PNB and Jeremiah was one of those situations. And
that's dope, man. See, you've been in a lot of good rooms. It sound like, man, and just the CD you ever still here to talk about it. A lot of people, they want to have these opportunities, man. Like, again, that's just another true testament of hard work, dedication, and sacrifice.
Absolutely.
Like, without that, how could you have gotten here to this space to be able to do that? So again, you may need a basket, but there's some more flowers for you, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Man. So right now, are you in any kind of situation or deal with a label right now?
So I just recently signed a deal with a label by the name of Third Eye Recordings. They're also under Universal Music Group. So I just did a deal with them for my debut album that I'm going to be releasing next year. So I'm super excited about that because a lot of people thought I already released the album, but those are all EPs. So this is the debut project, LP. So super excited about that. And you know, on top of that, I got my own label Imprint as well, which is Humble Sound Records. We have a major joint partnership with Sony Orchard, and yeah, man, we just continue to grind, man.
The name of your album or still on the raps?
So the name of the album is called Never Mind What They Said.
Okay.
So it's pretty much, you know, a space in my life to where, like, man, I don't really care what people think.
Facts.
I don't care what you think about me. I don't care what you think about the music. I don't care about what you think about nothing. Like, I'm doing it for me, you know? And I don't care about opinions. I don't care about, you know, trying to conform. None of that. It's just really a body of work that embodies me and my journey and my experiences.
How many records you gonna have on it?
Probably 12.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you one of those ones who are not conforming, but knowing that there's now a sweet spot for a certain numbers on a project now, or do you feel like it's just whatever you put on there? Like, what is your? This is way too many records for a project, and this is way too little, but this is like,
yeah. I think 12 is a sweet spot because anything over like 18, 19 to me is like too much.
That's a long
project. That's a
man.
long project. So, you know, I never wanted to have that long of a project. So it's like anywhere from 10 to 12, I think that's the sweet spot.
What about the timing of the record? So now I'm hearing, you know, 2 minutes, 2 minutes and 30 seconds is like, because of course, you know, the attention span, that's a fact. It has changed
right
over time with humans. Like hook, verse, probably bridge, verse. Nowadays, that's probably just extra long for somebody to hear. So how you feel about that?
I got a couple of those records in that format. Like some of them got bridges, you know, some of them got, you know, long outros, like, you know, just depending on the record. But, you know, some of them 2 minutes and some change, some of them 3 minutes and some change. I think I got one that's maybe 4 minutes. But that's what I call a specialty record. It's not a single or nothing like that. But yeah, I mean, it's a really like theme-based project. So each song has a different meaning and each song has its own identity.
Do you feel, y'all spoke about that as well, mixtapes and then versus albums, right? When it comes to having a theme for the songs, or this in my words, when it comes to like branding and marketing, it's all about telling the story. I mean, yes, there's a point where you're selling, but once you're able to build that emotional connectivity to your fan base, to your audience, have them resonate with you, you got loyal fans in a brand forever, and like quote unquote a legacy brand when it comes to storytelling.
Right.
So how do you feel about that when it comes to actually creating a project versus like mixtape style? Do you feel like having those themes and topic for each song to tell this storyline is key, or is it just depending on whatever you may be doing?
I think it's whatever you're doing, to be honest with you. Like, a body of work is a body of work.
Yeah.
You know, so whether it's in the mixtape format or album format or even the EP format, it's still a body of work. You know, like, it's just really what you want to get across to the audience, you know? Now, it's way different from, you know, probably early 2000s when mixtapes was, you know, really the thing.
Man.
You know what I mean? I remember that
era for real.
I remember that era. Like, I remember I was doing records with certain artists and those DJs was hosting the mixtapes.
Right,
I
man.
used to love to hear the drops on the records.
DJ Drummer.
Yeah, I used to love it.
Yeah, well, I can say Wayne had it on lock. I don't care what nobody say, man.
Oh yeah,
Wayne had mixtapes.
Wayne, Jeezy,
Jeezy for sure. Back then, so who was your favorite hip hop artist back then? In the mixtape era? Yeah.
I mean, I had to say probably Wayne. Wayne had it on lock.
My guy.
Yeah. And plus he was the most consistent.
Man, what? Like all the dedications Wayne had, and when you say consistent, back to back, he was dropping them. And then you get you a album in between there to keep you going for some more longer polished music. But Wayne had it on lock. Wayne had that thing on lock, man. There was also good times back then. Like, so much done changed, man. So it's like all this stuff you see in the media going on nowadays, bro. It's just the way the industry is going. Again, you got people living their best lives over here and there, but it's just like it's there's so much going on. But so within your whole career, ups, downs, trials, tribulations, how does James find a sense of peace? Like, what is because again, I'm real big on like mental health, right? And I can guarantee some days may be tough, some days may be long, some days may be stressful, and some days it's like, bruh, I need to decompress, chill out, just hit y'all back tomorrow, next week. So what does that look like for you when it comes to when you may be mentally drained and stressed out? How do you recharge and get your mental peace?
I just kind of stay to myself.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of just, I don't cut people off or anything like that, but I just kind of take time for myself and be with my thoughts and just kind of reset my mind and just kind of relax. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes, like, I've caught myself to where I'm just going and going and going, and I don't really give myself time to kind of slow down. And, sometimes it's because not only I have a lot going on, but I'm dealing with so many different people at once.
Oh, that energy, man.
And the energy can drain you, and the situations can drain you. And I just have to learn, man. I'm like, sometimes, man, no matter what's going on, I got to take time for me. Like, whether you understand it or not,
gotta rest.
That's just something I got to do.
So do you have like a happy place? Like for me, if I'm kind of, it's just a lot and I just want to decompress, I would love to go sit on the pier, sit by some water and just chill out. Like, cause it's usually quiet out there. Of course you're hearing nature sounds, but it's just like, it's so wide and so spacey. It just allows me to really decompress. And that's like when the cup is just too full. Do you have any area like that, or is it just you just pull back, sit at home, chill, and relax?
Kind of both. Like I like serenity.
Yeah,
So I like places where it's quiet and it's calm, but then I could be at the house and just be at peace. You know what I mean? So depends.
Yeah,
but I would rather be on a boat somewhere,
man,
and just
life,
just look at the water, man, and just chill,
drifting off.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
I think that's great.
So like peace and stuff like that. Do you think, like with your career and your life, is there a such thing as being a homebody? Like, can you be a homebody, having to still kind of connect and do all this?
I mean, for me, yeah. Like, if I could be a homebody, absolutely, bro.
Man.
Like I guess I'm both. Like I'm an introvert and an extrovert.
The introverted extrovert.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like, I could be introverted as I don't know what. I don't want to deal with nobody. I don't want to talk to nobody. I don't want to see nobody. Nothing.
But when it's time, you can get.
But when it's time, I got to turn things on. It's like you'll never know.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Like I say, it's in this world nowadays. Of course, again, like you say, relationships are big. You can't sit at home all the time. You gotta get out, get into these rooms, and if you don't, there's no way you may meet that next piece of your puzzle to help you out, or could meet your next mentor, X, Y, and Z. So, because if for me, man, if I could, and I love to just chill and relax, dog. Man, I'm a homebody as well, but I've had to learn over the years as well. It's like, look, bro, you can still do what you do and chill, but if something's going on, especially if you get invited, you got to get up and go. And you ain't got to go to everything, but some of these rooms, like, you got invited for a reason. You're destined to be in there. And one, be thankful that whomever thought of your name to come to be inside of this room. So like some of these places are just like destiny for you at that. So
I agree.
Chill out, but you still got to get out here and just, rub elbows and touch shoulders and stuff like that, man.
That's a fact.
But so before we get up out of here, right? Like I say, it's a young cat out here, male, female, whomever, that may want to be a singer, not a singer, a songwriter, producer, an artist, a manager, or start their own label, may want to walk into your shoes, right? So if you had any kind of advice or any kind of practical things to tell them, how would you speak into them and guide them to get them from where they at now and motivate them to get up and get going?
You just gotta have that drive and that belief in yourself. You know what I mean? It's not really about what other people think. It's really about how you feel about the craft. And again, you gotta learn from those who are better than you. You gotta learn from those that you admired and you've seen what they've done and you've seen their growth and you've seen their story, be inspired by that. Learn from that. Don't emulate it, but be inspired by it. And also know what you're doing it for. Like, are you doing it for the right reasons? You know what I mean? Like, I think once you kind of figure that out, like, it just makes things so much easier. Because, you know, you're not trying to be something that you're not.
Facts, man. Cool, man. So if you could leave us with just one of the biggest life lessons you learned, what would it be?
Be patient. Trust the process.
Telling you, well, patience is everything. Yeah.
Look, man, even though sometimes it might feel long and stagnant and lonely or whatever the case is, trust the process, man. Everybody got their turn. Everybody got their time, man. You just got to wait for it.
Facts, man. Patience is key, y'all. So do you got any announcements you want to give before you leave? And also after that, just tell them they can find you on social media and all that good stuff as well.
Man, shout out to all my fans and supporters who've been rocking with me for the longest, man. It's been amazing. Shout out to y'all. Follow me on social media at James Artissen. YouTube, subscribe to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/James Artissen. And you can go to the website too, www.jamesartissen.com. Got some new singles out too. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Cujo Goodie from Goodie Mob. We got a single out right now called All Night. So y'all go get that, go stream that. And also too, I got a new single with Robin S called One More Thing. Go get that, stream that. I think we just premiered on Sirius XM with Crystal Waters the other day with that. So thank y'all for playing that. That was dope. So yeah, man, we working.
Hey, man. So look, y'all heard it first here, man. So make sure y'all tune into this podcast again. I want to thank you for coming out, man. So I know
thank you, bro.
Anybody who was listening, they got some value out of this conversation. And every time that happens, I give y'all a job well done, mission complete, man. So again, flowers for all that you've done, man. That was dope, brother. So hey, y'all, another dope episode. Make sure y'all again like, comment, subscribe on YouTube. That's at Battilla Grants, BATRRLEGRANCE. I am Sir Gates. Follow me across the platform at Sir Gates BC, SIRGATESBC. And again, this is the Here the Podcast, the official podcast of Battilla Grants. We are out. Until next time.